Hey guys, welcome back to another video. This is my last one for tonight. Today's review is going to be about this teen comedy flick known as Girl Next Door. What I have to say about it is that it's a really decent, cool, funny comedy, but it's more funnier when you're a teenager though. I saw this movie as a teenager myself. I was age of 15 with my stepbrother. Um, it was on. I think it was on Comedy Central. I think that's where I watched it. Yeah, Comedy Central was like my to go place where to go channel where after school. They had like great shows like South Park and Touch Point and stuff like that. And then I came across this movie. It was like kind of a fun watch, but if you're only if you're a teenager, that is. Um, let's see. Um, This movie like separates boys from men. Like the first contact of a boy with like a really wonderful woman, like Alicia Cuthbert, is literally amazing. Her act. The movie drives very well between comedy, drama, action, romance, and must see. Along with Emma Hirsch. I mean, they're very good leads in this movie. I mean, I do enjoy this. I still kind of enjoy this movie to this day. I have always enjoyed it ever since I was 15. You know. I like how it's like filmed and how it's like 90% of the movie has like a point and like only 10% where it's just random jokes, not 10 more like 5. Yeah, it's a fun movie. Just you could just I've watched it several times, enjoying the ride. Um, it's a charming, funny film. Surprisingly heartfelt, like teen comedy with great performance. Like it's like unique storyline that blends romance, risk, and youthful adventure beautifully. It's not a terrible movie, but it's very strange at some point. Like how does the romance how does basically a love interest start by just staring at a girl and the guy and the boy staring at a girl in his room through a window. I mean, that's not how you start. That's not how you get someone to know you. Like that's what I mean by strange. And supposedly she basically felt a little humiliated, felt a little uncomfortable. And that's the thing. You don't do that with women. You never look at them when they're getting undressed and stuff like that because that's very disrespectful. Respect women. Anyways, um, yeah. So basically, what is that? What is it that what? How is it like that? You're basically got caught with base caught staring at a woman that was undressing, and it was considered just weird. And basically she came to his house and basically was like telling on her parents that she was staring at her the whole time. He was talking to his friend on the phone while he's watching pornography and stuff like that. And then he gives some advice. He's like, dude, be a man and ask her out. Um, yeah. So basically, the first time they met was pretty strange, and she wanted to get back at him for staring at her butt naked. He wanted to humiliate him just for that. So, um, yeah. And then they started to basically have a little fun together, and they started dating all of a sudden. This is the time. This is like at the time when you're like this kid is like supposed to be what 18, about to graduate, but yet he has no idea what to write in his yearbook. I will always remember blank. You know, well, basically, it takes a lot for you to think of what you're going to remember after you finish high school because that's. a lot to think about. Because what is it? I mean, I don't think I was able to answer that question either, so I can't blame him. The story in this movie is accurately good. Good writing, likable characters on top of a nice message on education about sex. While this movie might not be the greatest sex movie of all time, like Boogie Nights or whatever, but it's like certainly the better looking ones. But it's more mature than a teen sex comedy. Like, what have you think? I mean, the girl next door goes flaccid when it does feel the need to appease genre expectations. I mean, yeah, why not? It's like a bit more edgy than most teen rom-coms. Okay, I mean, it's implausible, but at least it's more memorable than similar efforts of this era. You know, I just rewatched it on Tubi. This is the first time I ever watched it since I was like 19 years old. I'm 31 right now, so I still kind of enjoy it, but I'm getting a little too old for teen comedies. You know, that's something that only teenagers watch. That's something only teenagers watch. Hold on, guys. Let me take out the glare off this. There you go. It's a little better. Um, this movie is very underrated. Doesn't get talked about a lot. And you know, even kids in my high school never talk about this. They always talk about other movies like Make a Porno, How to Make a Porno, or Hot Tub Time Machine or something like that. But they never talk about this movie because it's so underappreciated that it gets so like ignored by most of these by most people I you know, especially my time in high school. You know, 16 years ago. Well, this movie is a bit more unpredictable than I was expecting. I was like expecting a film that could be best described as the raunchier version of Notting Hill. I've never seen Risky Business, so the critic's consciousness means nothing to me. So I figure if the given the boy meets fame as well as a famous as you can get when you appear in pornography, girl anger, girl angle, that like a Notting Hill comparison is like the next best thing, though it's apparently meant to be a first act twist, but it's was surprisingly kind of insane. Emile Hurst is like a likable lead, and Kalisha Cupper's man, Jack Bauer's daughter, has been up to some pretty naughty antics ever since she left CTU after that whole bit with the virus. The delivers like a decent performance, but the true MVP is Timothy Olyphant. Oh my god, man! Like he's like the best part of this movie, largely owing to the fact that he's like responsible for more insane parts of the film, owing to a performance that has like his character range from charming to downright unhinged. What's this Nightmare Fuel doing in my lighthearted rom-com to take on that old adage of thinking the stripper actually likes you? Oliphant aside, the girl next door is like a cute enough, all the gratuitous nudity aside. Good on Fox, by the way, for marketing this R-rated comedy to the people who are actually more likely to see this movie. Dumb, horny teens who want to see the forbidden fruit. Why was this marketed like your average PG-13 movie anyway? Like the two leads are cute together and the comedy's amusing enough, but it's hardly laughed out loud, and I don't particularly care for cringe comedy. Not to mention that it relies on a bit too much on a trope. I don't really like cold daydreamer surprise to the point that I suppose that at one point I dare not spoil that this was really happening. It honestly feels like two different movies competing for like attention, particularly where the conflict to get the money required help is a smart foreign student named Sam Nong. Make it to America. The funny thing is when you got this Hugo dude saying, "Oh, I I'll take care of Samsung, whatever he says. He got his name wrong. It's called Samsung, but it's kind of a little funny. Samsung, yeah, he made. They were trying to. He was trying to get support from Emile Hirsch's character to get to America. The Girl Next Door might not be clever. I don't think I go as far as to call it good, but certainly it has its share for memorable moments. Hirsch might always remember the girl next door, but in my case, like I always remember Timothy Olyphant's character and his boot swings. Yeah, I don't really care for any of those other actors like Chris Marquette or Paul Dano. I mean, I like some Paul Dano movies, but this is not one. I'm sorry. He's been way better movies than this. Yeah, so it's one of those 2000s comedy, sex comedies that doesn't have gross out humor over the top, bad jokes like toilet humor is mean spirited. It feels like it was written by people who are middle aged and out of touch. It has a forgettable main character or has a jerk main character you hate. They actually tried with a witty script. Well, there's quite a bit of a exploitation in this. It feels like it's worked well into the plot in a creative way. The characters are well acted and have a chemistry and charm. The camera work is solid with the creative settings and memorable scenes. The fact that it never felt like stuff that just happened without a logical flow for most of the runtime was very surprising, and it was paced well to boot. The only complaint really is that I didn't think any of what was off the charts or phenomenal, but really solid or all around. The jokes in this were more tight to the plot than anything rather than being random and rather than make me laugh. A lot of them made me raise my eyebrow wondering what would happen next. Give this a watch if you're a fan of this kind of genre or not, or any of the actors in this. It won't win any awards, but it won't disappoint either. So that's my take on it.